Now we're going to take a look at what they call the chakra system. This is the 8 extraordinary meridians. Then we have the chakra systems, musculotentinal meridians, and traditional Chinese acupuncture, which is all the 4 elements of the 8 extraordinary of the acupuncture system. Now the chakra system is huge, huge, huge. There is many distinctions. One of them has to do with like the India religion, in which it's all broken down into many different aspects, but we're going to totally eliminate all that information. Even though it was very fascinating reading, it has nothing to do with the healing component of what we're trying to introduce to you. Now the chakra system basically, and what we're going to do is hopefully see, we're going to give you another visual on this, has 3 major components: the anterior, the posterior, and the central. Now, they have 2 main purposes. The first purpose, the anterior, is to generate a lot of the energy that runs your body. And the second is to distribute the energy that is generated to run your body. Now, the anterior part, which most people are familiar with, its primary job is to generate the energy. The posterior part, primary job is to distribute the energy, which is very much correlated to the do and the ren of the 8 extraordinary meridians. So we have a system within a system that has tremendous results in generating and keeping you well. Now, a lot of times what you see in a lot of these pictures, you see every point of every chakra that's in the front is directly connected to a spot on the back. And if you look at this visual, you see how we have the root chakra number 1, and we have it over here on the right side. You see the red is correlated to the red, the orange is correlated to the orange, the yellow is correlated to yellow, and you see what I have: chakra 1, 2, and 3, and you have all 1, 2, and 3. That is the correlation of how you have the relationship between the anterior aspect. Remember, there's 2 aspects of the chakra, the anterior and the posterior. Now, there's a few very widely accepted healing modalities of healing the chakras that are very effective, and I've read the literature on it, and also these people have a tremendous reputation, but no one has ever used through the spine. No one has ever really correlated and used the chakra system, healing them through the spine and through the 8 extraordinary meridians. That is one thing that acukinesiology does very effectively, and you'll see most people have a very big energy boost whenever they get this, and this is why. Now, this next slide is something that I did not invent. All this information, I invented the slide, but I didn't invent the information. The information is actually written all through the literature by more than one source. I just put it into a visual for you. And the importance of this visual is that every chakra works through the nervous system. So the energy, remember we said the anterior creates the energy. It's a big energy generator, and the posterior is a big distributing agency. But this is how the energy is distributed. And if you see how each chakra is related to a particular sacral plexus, which is a fancy name of saying a group of neurons in the nervous system. And if you also look how the energy goes from the spine through the nervous system to all the particular organs. So if you have a malfunction in the distribution, the amount of healing energy, the amount of energy going through the nervous system that is generated through the chakra system is 50%. You have 50% recovering potential, and also 50% resistance to staying well. And that's why when you fix the chakras, you increase not only the ability to heal, but also the ability to resist getting pathologies in the first place. And this next picture, I hope you can see this also, is again, I did not invent this. I just made it into a visual. This is all through the literature. I just mainly want to show this to educate you. Now, if you see, every chakra is related to a part of the endocrine system. And a lot of times when you have major dysfunctions going on in an endocrine system, in one of your hormones, a lot of times, even though instead of taking all the hormones, or instead of along with, why don't you go ahead and get the energetics to the hormone system balanced too? Because in my opinion, if you can take a least amount of synthetic hormones and get your hormone system working to the maximum capacity, the least amount of drugs you have, and more your body can regulate itself in its own homeostasis, because the body has tremendous wisdom and can do it only if you give it a chance by balancing out the energetic system of your body. Once again, we can use herbs with traditional Chinese acupuncture that equals traditional Chinese medicine, so we're using everything available so that you can gain maximum recovery in the shortest period of time.